can that, buddy? Hold on. They threw a trash can. That's not even. That's okay. First and foremost, I want to say I'm happy nobody got hurt and it didn't escalate like how it could have been. It's been crazy this year when it comes to basketball games and just situations, man. But one thing I would say is this needs to be highlighted, and this could have been avoided. From the people I talked to that was at the game to more stuff I'm just finding out from other people that was at the game. This could have been all could have been avoided. Look right there. Them kids was ready to shake hands. And before I get further, this was a Wayzata versus Hopkins. This is a rivalry game. It was the rematch. The first game, I believe Wayzata upset them, so this was an important game for Hopkins. So they, at their crib, they welcomed the challenge and they got the W back. Being a former athlete, we all know how competitive sports is. We understand that. So I'm not gonna just come on here and crucify people for being emotional. But when it comes to coaching and leadership, that right there, you see that? That's unacceptable. And from what I'm getting, it was all because of a missed call that he felt was a foul at the end. And I mean, a lot of y'all probably been to the game. If you watch this video, you probably already know what the play was. So I mean, you can judge that for yourself. My thing is this. You're a coach, bro. You have like a leadership, a certain level of professionalism you always have to bring no matter what, you're the leader. For you to tell the kids that was willing to line up, and they was actually playing the game. They was in the game playing the game. They was ones really emotionally, the most emotionally invested in the game because they're playing the game. To see that they were ready to line up and just, hey, you know what, forget it. Then you got your head coach telling you to go to the locker room. Nah, we're not shaking their hands. That's wild. And you can't even blame the kids for walking off. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, it's their coach. So it's like, what do I do in that situation? You want to be loyal to the coach, loyal to the program, but it's just wild. And then another thing, I don't know what type of security Hopkins got, but there's no way that student section should have just been able to follow them like that. And like people can stop with the shenanigans talking about something they didn't follow when they followed them. You clearly saw they threw a trash can at Buddy. So a lot of that stuff is crazy. You know, the most craziest thing out of all of this is where's the media coverage? Where's the coverage of people saying, oh, this coach did that? Like, we need to expose that type of things because I tell you this, if this would have happened in Minneapolis or the St. Paul Conference, oh my God, it would have been on the news. It would have been on KARE 11. It would have been on all the local news joints. And I feel like we all know that. We seen two instances of that already happen earlier this season already. So I ain't got to get into all that. You know if you know. But I don't know. As a coach, that's just crazy. And then, it was more stuff I was hearing. I was hearing, the coach was dropping F-bombs to players before the game was even over. So, I mean, it's one of them things where, yes, it's heated. It's a sports rivalry. But at the same time, being a leader, being a head coach, you have to maintain your professionalism. And I feel like if this was a coach in the inner city that did this, or even if these two teams were inner city kids, they would be getting scrutinized, and it just would have been a bunch of negative stuff. And I don't see nothing about this, really. I see it, they acknowledged it somewhat, but they kind of, they're passionate. It was a passionate game. But that would have been, like I said, and I'm going to continue to say that, it would have been different. And that's just a double standard because what do we hear all the time now? Oh, we go to the kids go to the suburban schools because the programs are top-notch and they're professional and they're this and that. There's nothing professional about none of this. It's almost like a kid that's playing basketball and he lose and then he takes his ball so nobody else can play no more. That's kind of what that looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? Just watching it. So, I don't know, man. I think the Wayzata coaching staff just displayed some corny behavior, which I feel like as a leader, as a prominent program that you have, a well-known program that you have, a lot of kids Wayzata is known for basketball. That's just kind of unacceptable. And, I'm hearing things, but I can't confirm everything, so I'm not going to speak on a lot of those, but I hear it's like some real history between the Hopkins coaching staff and Wayzata coaching staff. Apparently, I'm not not fact checking. I didn't fact check this. I'm not sure, but apparently one of the coaching staffs for Hopkins used to be the former coach for Wayzata. So I'm not sure if there's some stuff that we don't know about besides that. But my main thing is when you tell them kids that's lining up, look at this. Look at this. When you do this, when the kids was lined up and you tell them to go, he's directing them to go, go, go. When you do that, that's when it's like, okay, now you kind of made it bigger. You're supposed to be the adult. I still don't understand what Hopkins is doing with their security because the way them kids right there, and I get it. They got to walk past the student section. I still get it. It still should be like 4 people right there, especially if you know that's where the student section is, and they got to walk past. So I don't know. The whole thing kind of looked like it wasn't good. It wasn't good, but it wasn't the end of the world because nobody really got hurt. But I feel like it could have been avoided, and I got to blame a lot of this on this Wayzata coach. I don't know I don't know. I want to know. I wish I knew more, but from what I've seen, that was poor sportsmanlike, and then you kind of incited all this to happen. They would have shook hands. Do you think the student crowd would have it wouldn't have been like that? I personally don't think that. We've been to games. When you do that in a hostile environment, of course they're going to antagonize you more. They're high school kids. Let's stop acting like they're not high school kids. These ain't NBA games or professional. These are high school kids. So, I don't know. If I find out more, you'll hear more, but we definitely will talk about this more on Unplugged definitely this week. So, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it now. It got sent to me, so I wanted to talk about it, man. It's your boy Wayne, my life, not yours. Subscribe to the channel. It's been a while since I've done it. Subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe. Say no more show. We out.